Hey gang, time for another 5 on Friday, and today I'm also going to, if I get a minute, I'm going to talk about my article in Turf Magazine. Okay, so I appreciate you asking the questions to me. If you ask the questions, I'll answer them. Put them in the comments below, leave a comment, leave a question, and I will be happy to answer them for you. I really appreciate you watching, and here we go. Randy Ione, I believe is your last name. Sorry man. I'm not good at pronouncing long names with crazy letters in them. So can you talk about your morning rollout process? Do you load out trailers each morning? Is there a member of management who issues routes and ensures that they get out of the yard quickly? Yes, I can talk about our rollout process. We actually call it the morning circus because it's kind of like organized chaos. We have a lot of crews coming in and out. We also have, between the 3 companies that work out of our facility, we probably have 30 some, maybe 40 vehicles that come in and out, trucks and trailers and whatnot. So that's a lot of people to manage, and we don't have a huge area, so it becomes sometimes a bottleneck. But we actually have a process. Each crew's in charge of their own equipment. Yes, we do have a guy, his name is Greg, and he is the guy that makes sure that everybody gets out on time. He kind of stands there with his watch like this in the morning. You know, he's looking at his watch, he's looking at the guys. He's looking at the watch, he's looking at the guys. So he does make sure that things get out there. He's my VP of operations. And that is kind of how we do it. We do actually, the routes are scheduled early. We schedule the routes like in March because we're all commercial maintenance, so the crews all go to the same places every single week. Our enhancement crews, on the other hand, they're the ones that do the extra landscape work, you know, some plantings, putting in flowers, mulching, things like that. They are scheduled on a week-to-week basis, so we have to kind of play the design build game with those guys. It's always hard for anybody to get the morning thing down. I think every company goes through it, so don't feel bad if you're having issues trying to get everybody out on time. Another part of the question was about convenience stores, you know, having gas on site, and how do we handle this? We actually do have gas on site, so we have fuel. We have our crews fuel up at night. So what we do is have our crews pull in the yard, they pull up to the gas pump, they fuel their trucks, trailers, mowers, everything at night, and then in the morning they pull their stuff out, line it up, and out it goes. I will do a video on that. I'll do a video of the whole morning process. And I do agree, you know, stopping at the gas station, it's times how you stop at a gas station for, you just make it easy math, an hour with 3 guys, that's 3 hours. It is a waste of time. Hey, Randy is cool. He asked me another question, a follow-up, so I'm going to get this one. Do you perform any residential? He says that they do 90% commercial, but started making a push towards adding more residential. Seems to be a whole different game with many more customers, but less longevity of contracts. Would be interested in your experiences with this, if any. I do have experience with that. We don't do that many residential lawns. We just don't. You know, 20, 30, that's about it. A lot of them are kind of left over from our previous, when me and my dad were doing all the work, and we just have had these customers for 25 plus years. So I find that residential is just a big difference from commercial in a lot of ways. So we primarily focus on the commercial end of things, and I believe that yes, that is a good way for a company to go. I know a lot of people like to do both design, build, and maintenance, and that's great, that's fine. For me, I keep the mantra simple: commercial maintenance, just do that, do what you're good at, do more of it, and you will do fine. You find a niche, and your employees kind of know what to expect. I find that my employees will have a hard time going out, they would have a hard time going out, say, doing a brick paver patio. Not because of their skill sets per se, but because of their mindset of, hey, you know, I'm a maintenance guy, that's what I do. And so they like that routine of owning those properties every single week. So I hope that answers your question. All right, Pete Willett. Thank you for taking the time to do these every week. You're welcome. I love doing it. Another question. Your company performs strictly commercial maintenance. Do you find it critical to your success to stay within one sector of the industry? Maintenance, design, build, irrigation, or fertilization versus expanding service offerings. Many companies your size do it all. What are your thoughts on this? Would love your brother's input as well. My brother's not here. But like I said at the last question, and I'll expand on that, I really think it's important to have a vision and a direction for your company. So staying in the lane, and if you do design build over here and you do maintenance over here, then I think it's good to keep these people on the maintenance end in the maintenance lane, these people on the design build end in the design build lane. Also with the management and everything else, it's a different thought process. I'm not saying you can't do both. There's so many people that are successful doing both. That's my opinion. So I've been doing the commercial maintenance thing a long time. I really have no desire to get into the design build end of things. All right, question number, I think we're on 3. Josh, do you do irrigation? If so, I'd like to see your irrigation division. I do not do irrigation. We sub that out for various reasons. Number one, I think it kind of goes to the other question, so I'm glad you asked that question. But the thing with irrigation is it's its own skill set also. So we have a very good subcontractor that we use for that. So my customers might not know that we don't do irrigation because we just take care of it. We sub it out through our subs, and they do a phenomenal job for us. That's all they do, so they're very good at it. So we tend to, again, stick with what we're good at. I don't think we'd be very good at irrigation because it's just a whole different animal for us. Thanks for the question. Next, Lawn Service Joe Cooper. I knew that November was coming, so I pushed on knowing that the end was in sight. I use efficient mowers, so I think I'm maximizing my mower time. I know my phone will ring in the next few weeks with new customers. Is a temporary employment service a good place to start when looking for help? I gotta say we haven't had a ton of luck with that. So we've used it and we've tried it, but I have to say that no, we have not had a lot of luck with the temporary employment agencies. It's tough, man. We've ads on Craigslist, ads on Facebook. You can try the temps. You know, we haven't had a good luck with that program. All right, Guar Baby. That's a cool name, man. Can you explain the role, duties, and compensation of a project manager? I'm about to expand to 2 crews and I feel as if some oversight is needed. Does the project manager work in the field as well or just check production? If no billable time is attached to the project manager, how is his income generated? Who watches the project manager to make sure he's up to snuff? You would watch the project manager with only 2 crews. I would not hire a project manager just to be a manager unless you don't want to do any management at all, okay? So my point is a project manager is going to go into your overhead if all they do is manage. I don't think that's enough for one. I really don't think 2 crews is enough to justify bringing on a strict project manager. Now you can bring on a key man, you can call him a project manager, and have that person working in the field alongside your crews, and maybe have that person help train your crews, have that person make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Maybe he's just the elder statesman on the crew. I brought in my first operations manager type person when we were about $600,000-700,000 in sales, and I think we had about 5 crews, something like that, 6 crews, and that's when I brought that person in. But that person still worked in the field probably 30-40% of the time to justify their wage. And a good person like that is going to be able to help you with upsells and also be able to, you know, keep the efficiencies going. So I don't think it's a bad idea. I just don't know if you really need it at that point. The income is generated then at this point probably through the actual working in the field. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, and that's it. I think that's all 5. I think I actually did 6 this week. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. So next, real quick, my Turf Magazine article. This is the March 2017 issue. And I wrote an article called Sick and Tired. And basically what I was sick. Of course, everybody's been sick in the world right now because it's been flu season. And here in Cleveland, I don't know. I know everybody I know has been sick. So I did an article because I was sick, so I stayed home. And basically the gist of it is, if you're sick and you're not terribly sick, like you just can't even get out of bed sick, but just sick enough to where you really, you know, I think I said, you probably don't want to watch reruns of the Flintstones. But what you can do is maybe spend some time. I spent a lot of time watching LMN videos, which are the software that my company uses. I watched their training videos while I was sick. So, you know, you can hustle when you're sick a little bit. You can still hang out and watch, you know, reruns of MacGyver or whatever you want to watch. But it's a good idea to, you know, take that time and do something productive with it. So anyway, if you want to read my article, it's in Turf Magazine. It's in the March 2017 edition. Shoot me an email, let me know what you think, and that's it. So thank you for watching. Put your questions in the comments below. I will definitely answer as many of them as I can. I appreciate you watching. Hit subscribe, share, and I will see you next Friday. Have a great weekend, and thanks for watching.